Hello and welcome to Rejuvenate School Culture. My name is Nicole Blair Barzy and I am the founder and lead strategist at Rejuvenate School Culture. A little about our why. Rejuvenate School Culture is an organization created to empower and to support leaders of school culture wherever you may be. I have had well over 19 years of experience leading schools, public charter schools. I have been tasked to rebuild school culture and to rejuvenate school culture in elementary, in middle, and supporting high schools as well. I've also worked closely with school leaders, both within the United States as well as internationally. And I am excited to create this platform, which has really been a seed placed in my heart for at least 5 years. And now I am taking a step of faith in creating a space where we can learn, build, and grow together and rejuvenate school culture wherever that school may be. I'm excited. Let's get started. First and foremost, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you are connected with this community. You are getting information on a regular basis. Please click on the bell notification so that you are aware of when new content has been uploaded and you can access it. This is an interactive space. So there are going to be times where I'll ask questions. Please make sure that you place your comments below. Again, our goal is to build and learn and grow together as we rejuvenate school culture. Are you ready? I am. I am excited because across my journey, I have met up with lots of amazing people who are really committed to the work of building community and building education and building spaces where our children can flourish and shine. As I think more about my experience, I truly have learned a lot about the impact of culture and the way that culture has engaged with my learning experiences. How do you define school culture? The way that Rejuvenate School Culture defines school culture is it is the behaviors, the values, the traditions, the rituals that have been developed over time. It is important for me to emphasize that school culture is developed over time because many times I hear culture and climate used together and it's not quite the same, right? So school culture is developed over time. It takes anywhere from 2 to 3 years, some research says 5 years, to create culture, to impact culture. Climate is something that it's a shorter stint of time, right? So it could be monthly, it could be within the season of a school community. This space is really to develop and to rejuvenate school culture. So those systems and practices that will impact the way that people are viewing your school community, the way that they are behaving within your school community, and consistency is going to help you really get to the school culture that you've envisioned for your space. School culture is critical for any school environment because it's really the space in which it allows for learning and teaching to happen. Let's have a working definition for school culture. School culture is really rooted in the values of the community members and the actions that come from the values and the beliefs that are held by your community members. Oftentimes you'll hear me use community members and stakeholders interchangeably. something to know as you're planning for school culture. It involves your students, it involves staff, families, and when I say staff, not limited to just your teaching staff, but it's also your front office, your custodians, your cafeteria, the greater community, depending on the supports and services that you have in your school space. So as you are working on the definition of school culture, I want you to think big picture. What are the values that really live through your mission and your vision? If you haven't taken a look at your mission and your vision, I invite you to do so. So please make sure that as you are working to develop your school culture, that you are taking the time to embody key phrases of your mission and vision within this work, so that your thread of the mission and vision lives within your student community, your staff community, your families, and supporting stakeholders. So that's something that I definitely want to share up front. I also want to encourage you to norm the definition of school culture. In the example that I gave before, oftentimes I hear school culture and climate used interchangeably, and that's not necessarily the case. So school culture is really developed over a window of time, again, anywhere from 2 to 5 years, where climate really can move and change within the seasons. Enough of the climate will impact your school culture, but know that the school culture really embodies the values, the beliefs, the traditions within your space. It is the thinking and the beliefs that will determine the action that's taken by your students, your staff, your families, and the supporting stakeholders. So I provided you with the Rejuvenate School Culture definition of school culture. Please share your definition of school culture with us as well in the comments below. Is there anything that's missing? What would you add? What resonates with you? Again, this is a space and a community that will continue to learn and grow together. I'm excited to learn and grow with you. Please make sure that you click the subscribe button and that you also click the bell notification so that we continue to share new content with you and that you're aware of the new information as it is being developed. Thank you so much for being a part of Rejuvenate School Culture and the community that supports the rejuvenation of all cultures wherever they may be.